I'm gonna lead off with you. I'm gonna lead off with you with this question. So, who do you feel like? So, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Who do you feel like is the real finals threat to the New York Liberty this year? Minnesota, Las Vegas, or the Field?
You said Minnesota, Las Vegas, or who?
The Field, like anyone else.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stick with the. Oh my god, it's tough. I think I'm gonna stick with my Aces. Just the addition. I know last year wasn't the ideal situation for the Las Vegas Aces with having Gray, uh, be injured and Kelsey Plum and Jackie not playing up to the standard that we know that they can. But I feel like with even just having Asia Wilson and someone, and now you bring in a scorer in Jewel Lloyd. Granted, she's older, but bringing her in kind of alleviates some of that some of the pressures for Asia Wilson. I think Jackie Young, not Jackie, well, Jackie and
Good,
Chelsea
Jack.
Gray come back playing. Sorry for the background. I think Jackie and Chelsea come back playing way better than they did last year. I think Asia is not gonna have as great as the season as she had last year, but somewhat similar to last season. And I think with just that, I think that that's enough to compete for a championship. In my opinion, that's just me though.
All the
So I'm gonna
Aces,
say the Aces.
all the Aces fans going. There you go. Shout out to the Aces fans. There y'all go. She spoke for y'all. What are you gonna say, Justice? And then Jordy, you can go out there.
I was just thinking, and I'm like, Aces, first six strong, first six.
Who that? Jackie, Asia.
I mean, you got the four: Jackie,
Chelsea.
Asia, Chelsea. I think
Jewel.
Liz is going to be able to help them.
Who was
Jewel,
that?
Liz Kitley.
Yes.
Liz has just had a year to sit,
Good name.
to watch, to learn. So I think she'll be able to help. Now, where I think the Aces always
the bench,
the second wave. The best teams have a good second wave, and where
Mhm.
New York and Minnesota are strong. They have a strong second wave. We know Minnesota it probably is not going to do a lot of movement with the roster. I hope the fact that they didn't do a lot of movement doesn't bite them in the butt. That kind of like with the Aces where everybody got better. We didn't lose anybody, but everybody else got better. So I hope it's not that type of situation. And I honestly think the Fever are going to scare some people. Depending on how this gels correctly, I think the Fever can definitely, because again, what I think about the Fever is that they have a team of people who know what they're good at and are here for a purpose. And when you have buy-in and everybody's locked in about why you are here, and from expectations and execution, that is a dangerous combination. So I think the Fever are going to now. Do I think the Fever they won a championship? Do I think that they're good enough to beat New York? We'll see. But I definitely think that they're going to fear. I mean, if you just go bar for bar, like they fixed all the areas that were struggling. Like they were struggling in knowing about having people who had experience, what a championship looks like, what it looks like to get deep in the playoffs. They had nobody. That was Kelsey's first playoff. She's been in the WNBA. So that, and coupled with seeing how Caitlin takes this sophomore jump, and then again, you already know who your three-headed monster in, and then I put in some players. Sophie Cunningham can come off the bench. She knows what it means to be a sixth man, knows what she's here for a purpose. Natasha Howard, Dewana Bonner. I think Lexi Hull is going to take a nice jump as well. Like,
shout out to Lex.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combination that they got brewing over there. So that's why I think that they're definitely going to fear some people. Like, are they good enough to beat New York? Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
They're good enough to beat Minnesota?
See, Minnesota's one of those teams that, like, since they don't have the shiniest pennies and, the biggest names, people, like, sleep on them and don't, take them as seriously. I mean,
K-Mac.
Yeah,
but I know what she means. They don't have, like,
I know.
Even Phee being third in MVP.
Like, people disrespect Kayla McBride like it's their job. No one was checking
not
for
anymore. She balled out and unrivaled.
Oh, yeah, she definitely put on the claim unrivaled. That people should put some respect on her name, but Bridget Carlton, like we can go Alana Smith, like these are names
Courtney
people
Williams, USF.
Courtney Williams.
Yeah. They don't got like, when people say Jackie Young, people are like, ooh, Jackie. Oh, yeah. When we say Bridget Carlton, they're like, who? Like, you got to look up, like, when did she get drafted?
Let me go. I'm going to go get that. Sound for y'all. Who? I'm going to go get that sound. Jordan, who you got? I hear you. I got Justin. I got some stuff to say about your picks too, because I feel. Go ahead, Jordan.
I think. So the question is like, who is the biggest
threat? Who do you think is the biggest threat to New York?
I think it's Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota came like this close to winning the championship literally last year. You know, they took them to 5 games. It was close throughout. Collier was the best player in that series. I think they're gonna have this team has what I think will be the 2025 MVP. They've got a great supporting cast. They have the best coach in the league. I mean, they have there's so many like superlative things about this team. Courtney Williams is like one of my best is one of my favorite players in the league to watch. McBride balled out and unrivaled. Like there's like Smith, she touched on Smith, Carlton. There's so many good things about this team that I think are great. I still think that New York is gonna win the championship, but I think Minnesota is the biggest threat. Because like New York also they still have Phee, who I think was one of the top 25 players last year, especially in the playoffs. She was just incredible. And I just find the Fever might just be a year, like they're a year away, I think, because they have to integrate three free agents or three new players, and it's a brand new head coach also, so there's just a lot that they have to figure out. And it's not like the WNBA season is like that long. It's
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 true.
it's like it's not 82 games. Like they've got a couple months to figure this out before they're in the playoffs, and then it's like best of 3, best of 3, best of 5. It's like there's not a lot of time to figure this stuff out, man. So for that reason, I think the biggest threat is Minnesota. I think New York's going to win. I think the Fever are a year away.
I think okay. So for as far as my pick, I would probably honestly go with Minnesota as well. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I just feel like to Justice's point, they don't have the shiniest names. Like they don't have the biggest like names. I feel like you're right, Jordan. I feel like if Breonna Stewart just didn't go off that one game, we were doing lives together. They would have had a legit chance to kind of capture the title. The only thing I was gonna say about Justice's like stuff is just that when you're speaking about Indiana, I feel like maybe I'm being modest with their team. Like I feel like a lot of people, I think they're a dark horse title contender. But I'm like, would I say that they're gonna win a championship? I would. That's kind of for me. I think about it like in steps. Like they just got to the playoffs for the first time in like almost a decade. Can we win a series before we start?
Can we win a
Talking about
game? They lost 2-0.
can
Yeah.
yeah, that's not hate. It's just being realistic. Like, can we win a series first before we can start saying like title? And then the question is, if they win a series and then they lose the next one, are they going to still be able to bring back the same people? If not, to kind of re up and do it again. But I mean, a lot of people think they're going to MVP and championship this year, and I just think it's like a 35% if it's on a scale of 100, like chance of that happening.
They got to pull a LV, a Las Vegas in the bubble and get swept by Seattle. And so that next year they turn around and win a chip. They need one of those.
Yeah, I don't think that they had that. I mean, well, we'll see. Hopefully they get to that point, but it is what it is with their franchise. But they're doing what they need to do to kind of grow it.